Hi everybody, this workout segment is strength and conditioning supersets using some dumbbells. So what I'd like you to do is grab yourself a pair of heavy dumbbells and also a pair of light dumbbells to get through this workout. Okay, a 3 exercise combination for this one, guys. So this will be a really good warm up in particular. We're going to work some gentle burpees using the bench, and then we're going to switch it up and do some fast feet, get that heart rate up, and then we're going to finish the set off with some push-ups using the bench. Starting with the gentle bench burpee, you can see that I'm stepping into it rather than jumping into it, and then I'm also avoiding the jump at the top as well. I am going all the way down, getting that full push-up in. So again, just really circulating the blood and just getting the body warmed up with this particular exercise. Then we're going to switch it up and work some fast feet. So really focus on keeping your weight on the ball of the foot and just keeping your center of gravity nice and low so you can really pace up these fast feet. And then to finish off, we're going to go into some bench push-ups. So again, keeping a straight line from your shoulder all the way to your ankle so that we're protecting your back and we're keeping your core active. And then working some push-ups from there until the end of the set. Your turn to try this combination.
Like a G6, like a G6. Like a G6, oh fly like a G6.
Goblet squat and stiff leg deadlift combination for this exercise. So starting with one dumbbell, holding that goblet position where you're holding underneath one of the dumbbell heads and then you're pressing your forearms into the other head. You want to make sure that your legs are at shoulder width, and we want to do this one with feet parallel so we can really emphasize the quadriceps. Now as you drop down, make sure that your elbow touches your mid thigh, and that ensures that your back remains in the right position, and just make sure you're doing it with a neutral back the whole time. Then let's switch over, grab both dumbbells and work some stiff leg deadlifts. Much like a traditional deadlift, except we're keeping the knees soft straight this time round. So as you bend forward, there's only very minimal bend in the knees, and the reason you do that is to protect your back. Now make sure that your tailbone is pushed out and that you're holding your shoulders up in order to keep your spine nice and neutral. And then you can see that I'm opening up with my arms and pulling the shoulders back as I come up, and this is going to further emphasize the posterior. Your turn to try this superset. Let's take a rest break and repeat that last superset. Let's take a rest break and repeat that last superset.
get some. She's up all night for good fun. I'm up all night to get lucky. We're up all night till the sun. We're up all night to get some. We're up all night for good fun. We're up all night to get lucky.
Alright, probably the hardest exercise you're going to do today for this one, guys. So we're going to do some dumbbell clean and jerks, and then we're going to combine it with some pulse squats. So starting with the clean and jerks, get into that deadlift starting position, and then I want you to lift all the way up, bring it to your shoulders and go neutral grip, and then from there we're going to push all the way up to a shoulder press. Now when you return it, I want you to return it down nice and slow and make sure you've got ample control over your weight. And then what we'll do is we're going to drop one of the dumbbells, pick up one of them in that goblet hand position, and then work your way down to a squat and just hitting some pulses from here. So you're going to the bottom of the squat and just coming up marginally and just maintaining that particular engagement of the quadriceps throughout this exercise. Your turn to try this combination.
And I'm down for you always. 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 You've gotten deep under my skin, and I still feel your power. You changed my voice, you locked it in, and put out any fire. Still with one touch, you got me where you want me, yeah. It's like a rush, the wish that cushion set me in. Kiki, do you love me? Are you riding? Say you never ever leave from beside me, 'cause I want you, and I need you, and I'm down for you always, KB. Do you love me? Are you riding? Say you never ever leave from beside me, 'cause I want you, and I need you, and I'm down for you always. You carved deep into my heart, you're the king of lions, the look of blue and killing smile. You put me more than under, and still with one touch, you got me where you want me, and it's like a rush. The waves that crash inside of your paradise, you cry. We are dynamite and blind. We are broken hearts that never mend. The finest form of bad romance, dynamite and blind. Yeah, we are Kiki, do you love me? Are you riding? Say you never ever leave from beside me, 'cause I want you, and I need you, and I'm down for you always, KB. Do you love me? Are you riding? Say you never ever leave from beside me, 'cause I want you, and I need you, and I'm down for you always. I closed the door, went on my knees, but then to make it harder, you changed your voice, I let you in. Now we are going under. Still with one touch, you got me where you want me.
Let's take a rest break and repeat that last superset.
And I'm down for you always. 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 You've gotten deep under my skin, and I still feel your power. You changed my voice, you locked it in, and put out any fire. Still with one touch, you got me where you want me, yeah. It's like a rush, the wish that cushion set me in. Kiki, do you love me? Are you riding? Say you never ever leave from beside me, 'cause I want you, and I need you, and I'm down for you always, KB. Do you love me? Are you riding? Say you never ever leave from beside me, 'cause I want you, and I need you, and I'm down for you always. You carved deep into my heart, you're the king of lions, the look of blue and killing smile. You put me more than under, and still with one touch, you got me where you want me, and it's like a rush. The waves that crash inside of your paradise, you cry. We are dynamite and blind. We are broken hearts that never mend. The Are you riding? So you never ever leave from beside me. 'Cause I want you, and I need you, and I'm down for you always.
I close the door, went on my knees, but then you make it harder. You change your voice, I let you in. Now we are going under. Still with one touch, you got me where you want me.
Hips thruster and calves raise superset for this exercise. So starting with your hips thrusters, make sure you've got the dumbbell sitting at your hips, and then we're going to lift all the way up until you hit a straight line from your knee to your shoulder, and then dropping back down into that rested position. Now as you lift up, you're really squeezing your hamstring and glutes and your lower back, and then trying to put a little pause at the top of it before you get back down into that seated position. We're going to then switch it up and work some calves raises. So standing up with your feet at shoulder width, your spine nice and neutral, we're going to lift all the way up to the ball of the foot, engaging those calves, putting a little pause at the top if we can, and then dropping back down until your feet are nice and flat. Let's have a go at this superset now.
I got no rules, I count it. I got no rules, I count it. I got it, I got no rules, I count it. I got no rules, I count it. I got no rules, I count it. I got it.
Let's take a rest break and repeat that last superset. Let's take a rest break and repeat that last superset.
I got no rules, I count 'em. I got no rules, I count 'em. I got it all to myself. I got no rules, I count 'em. I got no rules, I count 'em. I got no rules, I count 'em. I got it all
A couple of different squat variations for this exercise. So we're starting with a dumbbell weighted sumo squat, and then we're going to change it up and work some fast-paced squats as well. So with the sumo squats, you can see that I've got nice wide footing and that my toes are pointing out. Now you want to make sure your knees are right on top of it as well. And this variation of a squat is going to really get into your glutes and work your hamstrings in particular. Then what we'll do is we're going to switch our foot position and go shoulder width with parallel feet. So this is going to transition everything and put the weight onto your quadriceps. Now we've lost the dumbbells, but we've increased the pace. So it's essentially your own body weight, but it's nice fast squats for this one. take a rest break and repeat that last superset. Let's take a rest break and repeat that last superset. combining a weighted glutes bridge and a plank for this exercise. So just lying down with your knees bent and the weight on top of your hips, we're going to lift up into a glutes bridge until you have a straight line from your knee all the way to your shoulder. And then we're going to release slowly until your tailbone touches the ground, and we're going to keep the action going. We'll then turn around and work a prone plank. So you want to make sure that you've got good support underneath your elbows, maintaining your straight line from your shoulder all the way to your ankle so that you're not dipping at your hips, and just keeping even weight distribution between your elbow and the ball of your foot. Keep your core engaged and hold this position for the duration of the set. Now, this is one of the only exercises where you can tuck your tailbone in a little bit if you like. That's going to give your back some protection, and it's going to further engage your abs. Your turn to try this one.
Guess who's back? Back again. Shady's back. Tell a friend. Guess who's back? 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 Back again. Shady's back. Tell a friend. Guess who's back? 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 Guess who's back?
Let's take a rest break and repeat that last superset.
Guess who's back? Back again. Shady's back. Tell a friend. Guess who's back? 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 Guess who's back?
Feels so empty without me. I said this looks like a job for me, so everybody just follow me, cause we need a little controversy, cause it feels so empty without me.
Guess who's Shady's back. Tell a friend. Guess who's back? 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 Guess who's back?
A dumbbell deadlift and isometric squat combination for this exercise, guys. So starting with your deadlifts, now you can see that we're going into what looks like a squat, but you're leaning forward as you do it. So we're bending the knees, we're using the quadriceps, we're using the glutes, but we're also using our back for this exercise. So drop down until the dumbbells are almost at the floor, and then when you lift up, we're separating the dumbbells and pulling our shoulders back. So really emphasizing the flexion in the back for this one. Then we're gonna switch. Hold just one of the dumbbells and go into an isometric squat. So with this one, you want to make sure that your feet are just a little wider than your shoulders. Your feet are nice and parallel, and then you're dropping down into that squat while maintaining vertical posture. Hold the dumbbell in place until the end of the set.
She wants it, she wants it, she wants it, gotta give it to her. She wants it, she wants it, she wants it, gotta give it to her. Let's get together, maybe we can start a new phase. The smoke's got the club all hazy, spotlights don't do you justice, baby. Why don't you come over here? You got me saying, hey, I'm tired of using technology. Why don't you sit down on top of me? Hey, I'm tired of using technology. I need you right in front of me.
Let's take a rest break and repeat that last superset. Let's get together, maybe we can start a new phase. The smoke's got the club all hazy, spotlights don't do you justice, baby. Why don't you come over here? You got me saying, hey, I'm tired of using
day. Why don't you sit down on top of me? Hey, I'm tired of using technology. I need you right in front of me.
Well done for getting through your workout today, guys. Let's take a moment to stretch and cool our body back down now. Comment and let us know what you thought of today's workout, and remember to hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with all the latest workouts.